A lot of you out there have been saying, okay, we've got like 4,000 progressions under our belt on our acoustic. I'm feeling good. Now teach me to solo, which I love doing. So we're all in luck because soloing lessons, I just love teaching people this kind of stuff, because when I learned it, it was just like the whole world exploded into just flowery, rainbow, psychedelic, love, Hendrix infused awesomeness. And I was just, I've never been the same after that, as you can probably tell. Crazy. But anyways, click that link down below. Or now it can be the solo request zone. Down there in that description part. Do not forget about that, because that is how I know what you out there want to see. Now, to start doing riffs like I just showed you just a moment ago, they were all based in a scale called the pentatonic scale. Now, to learn those riffs, we need to know the scale and all 5 positions of that scale, which we're going to break down right now. Alright, so here we go. Only 5 positions to learn to complete soloing nirvana. Now, this is going to be the foundation of blues, blues rock, country guitar playing. Totally amazing what you can do with these 5 notes and these 5 positions. So, let's learn them now, the positions, the scales, and then thousands of lessons to come from now. We're going to break down every which way you can possibly play major and minor pentatonic. Okay, so here we go. Now, to find minor pentatonic, what you want to do is find the key you're playing in. So, say our song is in A. What we're going to do is we're going to take this top string, the E string, and we're going to find that A note on the E string, and that is where position 1 will be found. So in that case, it's the 5th fret. Now this is going to work for any key. If I was looking for D minor, I would find the D string, or the D note I should say, and right there is where my starting point would be, on the D note of the E string. So position 1 is going to reside wherever that key center note is. So here we go. I'm going to go through the positions kind of quickly so I can get to all of them, and then what I'll do is I'll play through them without me talking at the very end. Okay, so position 1. Now remember, you have 2 E strings, so whatever it is on this E string, it's going to be the same frets on this E string as well. So we're going to start out 5th fret, A minor, pentatonic is going to be 5, 8. Next string, the A string, is going to be 5, 7. 5, 7 on the D. Wait for it, one more time. 5, 7 on the G. The next 2 strings will be the same frets. 5, 8 on the B, and 5, 8 on the E. Now this position is used a lot, and players use pretty much that whole position all the time in soloing. Now the next position, position 2, players usually utilize the bottom 3 strings, the G, the B, and the E most frequently. Learn the whole thing, obviously. Great to know it. But predominantly you'll be playing the bottom 3 strings at the next position. So let's start with the top E string. It's going to be 8 and 10. Next 2 strings will be the same frets, 7 and 10. A, D. Next one's going to be 7 and 9 on the G. 8 and 10 on the B and E. Here we go. Now, position 2, same thing goes for position 3. Whereas a lot of players will use the G, B, and E strings, but it's also an awesome E, A, and D spot to shift into other positions. Now you'll see what I mean when I start teaching you actual riffs. But this position, like position 1, use the whole thing. Just gold mine for killer riffs. Alright, so first 3 strings are going to have the exact same frets. We're going to be at 10 and 12 on the first 3 strings. So E, A, and D, 10 and 12. The next string is going to be 9 and 12. B string is going to be 10 and 13. And then the E string, again the same, is going to be 10 and 12. Okay, so we got Alright, now this one is kind of cool. Used all the time. I mean, total standard, totally used. So many different cool riffs reside in position 4 of the pentatonic scale. First 2 strings have the same frets, 12 and 15. Next 2 strings, same frets, D and G are going to be 12 and 14. Then we're going to have 13 and 15 on the B. And again on the E, 12 and 15. All together. Now the next position, the final position, is cool because it's in groups of 2 and they're the same frets each group of 2. So the first group of 2 is going to be 15 and 17. The second group of 2 is going to be 14 and 17. And then the third group is going to be the same as the first, and that's going to be 15 and 17. Now remember, we're into a higher octave, right? So the notes all the way up to the 12th fret repeat after the 12th fret. So that position is basically right here as well. Right? Just an octave apart. So memorize all of those positions. It's just, I cannot tell you and stress enough how much amazing guitar playing is derived directly from those positions of that particular scale, the pentatonic scale. Now that was minor pentatonic, right? A minor. You find the A on the E string, and that's where the minor pentatonic is going to reside. Now, same 5 positions, same exact shapes. Everything's the exact same. But to find A major, we would find that A note and go down 3 frets. And now position 1 would be right here. And that would be A major pentatonic. Totally synonymous with country. Right? Versus minor. Right? One's happy, one's sad. Obviously minor's sad, major is happy. Same exact shapes, just different frets. Now, again, that note, if we're in the key of D major, find D minor, whoop, and then go down 3 frets. So find the D note, down 3. 1, 2, 3, D major. Right? D minor, there's that D note. So that's an easy, quick reference on how to find major or minor. Those were all 5 of the shapes of pentatonic scales. So Can't stress enough, memorize those. Let me go through them one last time, not talking, and then you'll have the pentatonic scale demystified, played, and you'll be on your way to memorizing it and then soloing like mad out of this awesome, awesome scale. Here we go. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Now, obviously, memorize them ascending, but memorizing them descending as well would be great. So you can do this.